Hello and welcome back to 365 Days with mxmtoon. I'm Maia, a singer, songwriter, videomaker, Oakland native, and a space enthusiast. I'm also a huge fan of history. I love untold stories, gross facts, hidden secrets, anything weird, dark, and funky from the past, and each day I'm going to share one of my favorite deep cuts with you. So let's take a look at today's story.
It's 365 with mxmtoon. New facts every day, so don't leave too soon. I'm gonna teach you stuff, no it won't be tough. Gonna go a year till you've had enough. It's 365 with mxmtoon.
On this day in 2002, a large asteroid just missed hitting the Earth. It wasn't until 3 days later that scientists spotted the asteroid when it slid past our planet on June 14th, 2002. It was approaching from the direction that the sun was shining, making it just a little hard to see. But once again, it was far enough away and out of the sunlight, a camera at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's Lincoln Laboratory was able to pick it up. Still, this event was big news among astronomers. It was the closest that an asteroid had come to Earth in decades. This 73-meter asteroid sped by at around 22,000 miles per hour. To put that into context, a vehicle at that speed could travel from New York City to Los Angeles in about 5 minutes. At such high speeds, it makes sense that it escaped observation until 3 days after its near miss of the Earth. But also, this thing was huge. At about the size of a football field, an asteroid of that magnitude could do some serious damage. In 1908, us measly Earthlings observed an even closer miss, now known as the Tunguska event. In a rural area of present-day Russia, an explosion erupted across the eastern Siberian taiga, flattening 80 million trees, over 830 square miles of forest. Since so few people were in this remote region and we didn't have the same scientific technology that we do now, scientists aren't sure exactly how this happened. Some people think it might have been the cause of a gas leak from beneath the surface of our planet, but the more likely hypothesis is that an asteroid passed close enough to cause a disruption. Even though this was classified as an impact event, an event where the Earth is hit by a foreign body, there was actually no crater, leading scientists to believe that the asteroid disintegrated close to the ground. However, the impact of the fallen trees and close miss from the asteroid was powerful enough to emit a shockwave that would have been as strong as a magnitude 5 earthquake. If getting hit by an asteroid is on your list of anxieties, don't fret. Impact events are wildly uncommon. Asteroids with a 1-kilometer diameter strike Earth about every 500,000 years, and asteroids with a 5-kilometer diameter strike even less often, about once every 20 million years. Scientists believe that it was a 10-kilometer object that caused the extinction of dinosaurs 66 million years ago. Asteroids are hard for astronomers to observe, even with the powerful technology that we have today. If you want to learn more about just how far space research has come, check out our April 10th episode about photographing a black hole. But when it comes to detecting these near-Earth objects, or NEOs, one of the most effective ways to find them is just by using a strong telescope on a clear night. At one point, the B612 Foundation was constructing the Sentinel Space Telescope, which would use infrared light to make asteroids easier to see, but the project was canceled. Meanwhile, NASA once proposed an asteroid redirect mission, which would use robots to retrieve a large boulder off an asteroid and redirect it into an orbit around the moon so it wouldn't hit Earth. But this project was also canceled due to a lack of funding. For this asteroid at least, which was given the glamorous name of 2002 MN, it's unlikely that we'll have such a close call again. In fact, NASA found that there is a 1 in 360,000 chance that the asteroid might impact us after the year 2070. In fact, the head of the Near-Earth Objects Program office said at the time, quote, "This asteroid is not something to worry about. We have calculated its orbit several decades into the future and it does not threaten Earth." Which just feels like an extraordinarily badass thing to say. Come on. Can you imagine being the sole person who can make a statement about whether or not our planet is in mortal danger? But anyways, we can safely tuck that worry away for our grandkids to think about. But in the meantime, isn't it kind of cool to be reminded of the vastness of space? Now, let's talk about music. Today, in 2018, Gorillaz released Fireflies, a single from the band's 6th studio album. Led by former Blur frontman Damon Albarn, Gorillaz are truly unique. They're considered a virtual band, which means that they're comprised of animated characters as members. and during live performances, the actual musicians are hidden from view. Artist Jamie Hewlett created a virtual world for the Gorillaz characters to exist in, while Alburn works with producer Remy Kabaka Jr. to produce unique hip hop and electronic sounds. The height of Gorillaz' popularity was in the early aughts, when they released classic records like Demon Days and Plastic Beach, but after a hiatus, the virtual band returned with new music like Fireflies, which adopt more of an art pop vibe. Right now, Gorillaz are working on the Song Machine project. Instead of releasing music as an album, the band is releasing music as a web series, releasing one new song a month, as though it were an episode of television. It's amazing that 23 years after starting this project, Damon Albarn is still finding ways to keep his music interesting. And now for the final segment of today's show, I'll be going back into my own photo archives to see what I was up to on a June 14th in my life. On June 14th, 2020, I received a DM request on my Instagram from some person named Owen who was asking me for multiple days if I would be their girlfriend. Over the course of 4 days, I received DMs asking me, "Will you be my girlfriend, pretty please?" And then the next day followed up with, "How about now?" And finally with, "Have you thought it over yet?" I don't check my DMs that often, but sometimes when you check them, there's some real gems in there. I thought that one was really funny. So shout out to Owen for being persistent. I am answering this a year later than I probably should have answered. But Owen, I just want to let you know I'm happily dating somebody, but I am flattered that you asked. Thank you for going back in time with me, and remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Come back tomorrow for more stories from yesteryear.
It's 365 with mxmtoon. New facts every day, so don't leave too soon. I'm gonna teach you stuff, no it won't be tough. Gonna go a year till you've had enough. It's